This is the book of Titus, chapter 2, verse 6. Young men likewise exhort to be sober-minded, in all things showing thyself a pattern of good works, in doctrine showing uncorruptness, gravity, sincerity, sound speech, that cannot be condemned, that he that is of the contrary part may be ashamed, having no evil thing to say of thee. Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Call Haloyim Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai Ba'ashem Harachakwadash. Double honors to my teachers, the apostles of Great Millstone, and the elders who rule well and are worthy of their double honors. Peace and blessing to you. I keep pushing out this truth across the four corners during these last 6 of time. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Back at you with another lesson. It's going to be going into show so much good works that you cannot be ignored. Show so much good works that you cannot be ignored. All right? It's the book of Titus, chapter 2, verse 6. Young men likewise exhort to be sober-minded. Meaning what? Be balanced. All right? Have sound doctrine. Okay? Clear thinking. Eat and devour this wisdom, this knowledge, this understanding. All right? And ultimately, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai calls us to be sober-minded. Not with literal drink, but ultimately, all right, if it be that, you may have to abstain from the consumption of alcohol. All right? To take upon that sober-mindedness in the spirit. Verse 7, in all things showing thyself a pattern of good works. And that brings me to the title of this lesson, because it's entitled, Show So Much Good Works That You Cannot Be Ignored. All right? And oftentimes, all right, we're overlooked, or we feel as if in our minds, our works go unnoticed. But Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai see it all the works and the labors of the sons of God, the elect, all right, the men of the Lord. So by us showing a pattern, let's get that word pattern, all right, consistency, okay?
Strong's G 5179,
Tupos, because ultimately we were made in the pattern or the image of Yahweh Shai, all right, in Genesis, the 1st chapter, okay, in the 6th day, all right? But ultimately on the planet Earth right now in these latter days, we show that we are a part of that image of the Lord by having a pattern of good works, by having consistency. It says, the tav of a stroke, that M word, of a stroke or blow print, a figure formed by a blow or impression of a figure or image, all right, Roman numeral 3 form, it says the teaching which embodies the sum and substance of religion and represents it to the mind, manner of writing, the contents and form of a letter, right, the pattern. And ultimately we walk after the righteous acts and rehearse the righteous acts of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai to show a pattern of that good work, man, the consistency. It says an example, right, because a pattern is an example. All right, a pattern is a display of consistency. All right. Now let's go back to Titus 2 and let's read 7 again. In all things, showing thyself a pattern of good works, in doctrine showing uncorruptness, gravity, sincerity, sound speech that cannot be condemned, that he that is of the contrary part may be ashamed, having no evil thing to say of you. All right. Now let's get that good works, because as the title of the lesson is, show so much good works that you cannot be ignored. Because ultimately, we want to please Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai in our good works, okay? But amongst the body, all right, amongst your brothers, you want to show good works so that you rub off on brothers positively, all right? So that you're a leader, so that you're an example of the Lord, man. And brothers can look up to that. All right? It's that of good. It says good. Let's go down to B. It says good, excellence in its nature and characteristic, and therefore well adapted to its end, meaning pleasing to the Lord, man. All right, now let's get that works, okay, because good meaning excellent. All right, let's get that works. It says,
Strong's G 2041.
Ergon. It says ergon. Now we got good, and good was going into excellent. All right, so ergon, which is works, it says business, employment, that which anyone is occupied. Ooh, man. So excellent business, excellent employment. All right. It says that which anyone is occupied. And we know the scriptures call us to be occupied in prophecy. Right. When you take upon an occupation, you fulfill that office. All right. You take up that space. OK, so we all have different spaces, different offices in the Lord that we take up. But within those offices, you have to be consistent. You have to be an example of what that office is, man. All right. In good works. Okay. It says that which one undertakes to do, enterprise undertaking. It says any product, whatever, anything accomplished by hand, art, industry, or mind. And ultimately, we're the work of the Most High. And we show forth good works. All right. Of the Most High's handiwork, of what he made, man. As an example of that. Through our deeds. Like it says, okay, Roman numeral 3, an act, deed, thing done. The idea of working is emphasizing opposition to that which is less than work. Okay, so it says deed, thing done. All right, your deed meaning your actions, your works, man. All right, your conduct. Okay, so your conduct has to display. Okay, well, this is what a bishop looks like. This is what an elder looks like. All right, this is what edification looks like. This is what a proper breakdown looks like. This is what a good brother. This is what charity looks like. This is what alms looks like. But it comes with consistency. It comes with, and I want to get that word. Let's just get that word off Google. It says consistency, conformity in the application of something, typically that which is necessary for the sake of logic, accuracy, or fairness. Similar, it says evenness, steadiness, stability. And we know what stability is for us, which is wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, which is the scriptures. So ultimately, in order to get those good works or have a pattern, all right, you have to seek the scriptures. Seek the word of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh. Seek Yahweh. All right? Seek the ways of the Lord. And they'll tell you how to act, what good works are in the first place, how to achieve those good works, how to go about it. All right? How to be an example. Okay? It says the way in which a substance, let's see if we can. Let's get it in a let's get consistent online etymology. Okay. It says, consistent, meaning consisting, a sense now obsolete. It says from Latin consistentum, present particle of consistere, to stand firm. Ooh, man, to stand firm. Take a standing position in the elect. We hold that standing position. We stand firm, man. All right? We hold that position that salvation is in Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, man. And the world holds an opposite position, which is contrary to the Lord, man. Like it says back in Titus 2 and 8, it says Titus 2 and 8, sound speech that cannot be condemned, that he that is of the contrary part may be ashamed, having no evil thing to say of you. The contrary part meaning our enemies, man, because they take that opposite stance of consistency, man, which is inconsistency. All right. Now let's go back and make that point. It says to stand firm, take a standing position. All right. And the scriptures tells you, all right, this is 2nd Ezra chapter 2, verse 47. So he answered and said unto me, Salakia, I'm going to start at 43, just read through it. It's 2nd Ezra 2 and 43. And in the midst of them there was a young man of a high stature, taller than all the rest, Yahushua, whom the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. And upon every one of their heads he set crowns, their heads going into the heads of the elect, man, the heads of the men of the Lord, those that pattern themselves with good works, all right? Those that show so much good works that they couldn't be ignored, man. The Lord manifested them unto spiritual powers, onto a higher being, a higher way of thinking, onto salvation, and ultimately that crown of life. All right. So it says, so I asked, O Salaki, and was more exalted, which I marveled at greatly. So I asked the angel and said, Sir, what are these? He answered and said unto me, These be they that have put off the mortal clothing, which is the corruptible or the terrestrial, and put on the immortal, which is the incorruptible or the celestial, the heavenly, man. All right. So we're going to go from earthly to heavenly. It says, and have confessed the name of the Most High, right? Because through that consistency, through that standing firm, through that standing position, man. All right. We confess the name of the Lord. All right. The scriptures tell you the Lord reserved 7,000 men that have not bowed to the knees of Baal, man. This system. All right. So ultimately, our good works won't go unnoticed by the Lord. And we're going to do so much good works that we're going to inspire others. All right. We're going to be example of the Lord. All right. And we're going to get that respect. All right. In our offices, in our particular offices that the Most High has put us in, man, we're going to have that respect of office, because some people don't have that respect of office, particularly here in the political system of America, right? These people take certain offices and it's like, man, we know this guy. We know he rigged it, all right? And we know it was rigged, or we know they took bribes. Nah, man, it's not a proper judge, it's not a proper officer or ambassador of the Lord, man. So the Lord is going to put us back in our righteous estate through the pattern of good works and consistency. It says, and put on the immortal and have confessed the name of the Most High, our power. Now are they crowned and receive palms. Then I said unto the angel, what young person is it that crowneth them and giveth them palms in their hands? So he answered and said unto me, it is the Son of the Most High. You see? That man of high stature, all right, taller than all the rest, that's Yahushua, man, whom the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. It says, whom they have confessed in the world, confessed through Ezekiel 9:4, sign and crime, all right, for all the abominations that are done in the midst thereof, all right, confessed by being those virgins not defiled with women, all right, going into being sober-minded, man, all right. It says, so he answered and said unto me, it is the Son of the Most High, whom they have confessed in the world. Then began I greatly to commend them that stood so stiffly, for the name of the Lord. Consistency, man. All right. Those that were consistent, it says to stand firm, take a standing position, man. All right. To stop, halt. So ultimately, the Lord has placed us stiffly, man. All right. And I want to read that in Titus 2:7 in the NLT. It says, and you yourself must be an example to them by doing good works of every kind. So like I'll start at 6. Titus 2:6 in the NLT. In the same way, encourage the young men to live wisely, right? Living wisely, being sober-minded, okay? Living justly, being prudent, careful, man, all right? Temperate. It says, and you yourself must be an example to them by doing good works of every kind. Let everything you do reflect the integrity and seriousness of your teaching. Whoo, that's heavy right there. It says, let everything you do reflect the integrity and seriousness of your teaching. Right? You have to walk with a purpose, walk with seriousness. All right? That you are consistent. You're here to stay. You're stiff. All right? You're standing firm in the Lord, man, and you can't be bent by the world or these principalities, man, like Ephesians 6 chapter goes into, man. All right, it's 5 or 6. All right. So it says, verse 8, teach the truth so that your teaching can be criticized. then those who oppose us will be ashamed and have nothing bad to say about us, man. Woo, that's heavy, man. Those that oppose us, and we know the number one opponent or opposition is Esau Edom, man. Scriptures tell you he opposes and exalts himself against the Most High, man. So we know we have enemies, but the Most High is ultimately going to make us stand firm through the pattern of our good works. All right? This is the book of Matthew, chapter 5, and I'm going to start at 14. It says, ye are the light of the world. A city that is set on a hill cannot be hid. Right, man? That city, Jerusalem, Yasharallah, the kingdom of heaven. All right, New Jerusalem ascending down. All right, descending down to ultimately give that judgment. Okay, which consists of the nation of Israel, the house of David, the elect, man. All right, we're the light of the world, starting with Yahweh Shai, man. All right, it says a city that is set on a hill cannot be hid. That's right, man. So through our pattern of good works, we won't be hid, man. All right, through that light, through this word, through this truth. All right, we will not be hid, man. All right, or ignored. Let me see. Cons, Proverbs 6:23. For the commandment is a lamp, you see, and we're keeping the commandments to the best of our ability by rehearsing the righteous acts in our captivity. It says, and the law is light, and the reproofs of instruction are the way of life, man. And the Most High put up the men of the Lord to be reproofs of instruction, man, in his name. All right, from the apostles on down to the least of us. It says, verse 15, neither do men light a candle and put it under a bushel, but on a candlestick, and they give it light unto all that are in the house. Right, our works, man. We don't hide our works. We want to go out and confess this word. All right, this gospel, which is the good news, man. All right, this whole road, the volume of the book, we want to go out and confess it. All right, and be a good, you know. We want to go out and confess this to the world, right? And give that light unto the house of Israel, the house of David. But it says, verse 16, let your light so shine before men that they may see your good works and glorify your Father which is in heaven. It says, let your light so shine before men. That's right, man. You got to let those good works shine, man. So other brothers can be rubbed off by your works and they'll start getting motivated. That's what the apostles did for us, man. They laid that foundation, man. All right? Through Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai, man. Yahweh Shai being the chief cornerstone. It says that they may see your good works and glorify your Father which is in heaven. Right? Not glorify us. Glorify the Lord, man, for bestowing that upon us. All right? And Lord willing, this message has been edifying. I'm going to say Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai. Call Haloyim Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai B'Shem Harachah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone who rule well and teach well and are worthy of their double honors. Peace and blessing to you, Akim, pushing out this truth across the four corners during these last 6 of time. Kwam Yashala, Shabbat Shalom.